It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the
We've got NBA basketball in store for you here at Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. It's the home of the Cavs, live on 2K Sports. Bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Warriors. The Splash Brothers are the guards. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. And it's Barnes in at the small forward position.
You know, the Cavs had a slow start to last season compared to how everybody thought they would play. Still, it was the best start for Kevin Love in his career and would end up being the most winning team's success.
Now here's James. Smith outside. Fires from deep. And James with the basket on the assist by Smith. LeBron's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Love, who would also go on to make his first postseason appearance, played in the first round last year. It was a complete 180 for him in what he was used to at Minnesota.
And even though there were ups and downs for Love last season, you know that he must have enjoyed winning for a change. And being in the league so long without making the playoffs, he finally got a chance to play in the postseason.
5 on the clock. Smith's shot is good.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Green played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's James. Irving drives in. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. Irving's got his first bucket in this one.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Here's Curry with the three, and the rejection by Smith. This one for three, but they get it back. Here's LeBron, and that one's good. LeBron's got 5 points so far.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Here's Thompson, and the layup's good off the glass.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
And so it's Golden State with it. 8-point game. Here's Curry with the three. Poked loose. Down low. Here's Barnes. And the rejection by Love. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in.
You don't want your best shooter heaving up that shot.
Exactly. Even the top three-point specialists in the league would probably catch heat for taking that shot.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
And it's good. That's 7 points for Kyrie Irving.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this. And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that.
Yeah, he's on the money. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
You know, one of the more impressive things that we know about LeBron James is that he is one of the great leaders in the NBA. His voice carries a lot of weight, and he hasn't been shy about raising his voice on social issues either. Good to see.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for James. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Smith.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And speaking of LeBron's leadership, trying to will this Cavs team to a title, one of his greatest challenges.
And Kevin, the expectations are just so high. He may have had less talent around him in his first stint in Cleveland, but after winning titles in Miami, anything less seems like a step back.
Guys, you gotta love the versatility of Klay Thompson. He provides so much at that two-guard position.
Well, he can defend through everything you want done from the two-guard spot. He can play with or without the ball.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Golden State. Barbosa comes in for Klay Thompson. The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And Thompson's certainly in the conversation for the best two-way shooting guard in basketball. There's really not much he doesn't do well.
Dellavedova kicks to Irving. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. No one covering. Fry's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Iguodala, that's a two-pointer. Releases from the wing and drills it.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Irving. And released it in time, but it's off them. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Cleveland ahead, up 10. And we'll be back with you right after this. And LeBron James trying to will his... When someone like LeBron talks about what you need to bring to the table, you better bring it.
Yeah, I would think so. You'd be better served to go right along with what he's talking about. Dub the new big three along with Kyrie. I think if they just keep following LeBron's lead and advice, the sky's the limit.
Welcome back, everyone, to lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Thompson in at the pivot, manning the middle. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. And some changes here for the Warriors. Green comes in for Festus Ezeli, and it's Klay Thompson in for Ian Clark. It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the finals. Impressive work.
Love kicks to Smith. Takes the three. Love, no good. Warriors trail by 11. And Curry, here we go. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Curry's got 8.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
James dishes to Irving. Well, wide open look for Love. The Cavaliers again can't hit. The Warriors have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. And stolen by Love. An even 3-on-3 break. Got a piece of it. Irving passes to Smith. Fires from deep. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Smith. 17 points for Kyrie Irving.
And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
Timeout called the Warriors. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, players getting a chance to...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, I mean thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Sacramento Kings at Sleep Train Arena. Well, for Sacramento, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And there were rumblings about DeMarcus Cousins getting traded or wanting out last season. Ownership said they wouldn't trade him for anyone and put those rumors to rest.
Listen, it would be impossible to get equal value for the Cousins trade. He's not going anywhere. He's already a top center in the league and still...
On the road, looking for a win against a Western Conference rival, the San Antonio Antonio Spurs are ready for this thing to get started. Bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Duncan is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Parker in at the 1. It was a trade that seemingly had been talked about for several years. Finally last season, Boston shipping out Rajon Rondo to the Dallas Mavericks, Clark, halfway through the season.
Yeah, and it seemed to me to be a trade that actually helped both teams.
Here's Sacramento now. Cousins, no one around him, and the three ball is good. Cousins has got 5 now.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
It's Parker with the drive. And it's Leonard top of the key. Again, Leonard missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Shoots from 12. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Parker with the steal. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. Three-pointer. Cousins pulls it in. The Kings have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. AC dishes to Gay. From deep, McLemore. Rebounded by the Spurs. And there's a whistle. That goes on Quincy AC. That is his first foul of the game. Parker with no one around. That's short off the rim. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight. Unnecessary turnover there. The risk-reward ratio on a pass like that, almost nil.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
And listen, San Antonio is an older team, actually the oldest in the league last season. And because of injuries and days off, they didn't get to feel that preferred starting 5 a lot last year.
The offensive rebound.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Leonard, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. Darren Collison, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. Spurs only used their preferred lineup less than half the season, but still a strong campaign. 22 games played with the starting lineup of Parker, Green, Leonard, Duncan, and Splitter.
And, you know, the Spurs will go on to use 23 different starting lineups, Kevin. That would be the 5th most in the NBA.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
But 3, and Cousins gets it to go. Cousins has got a couple of threes now in the first with the Kings.
Such a height mismatch out on the perimeter, and they give up the triple.
And Aldridge, the basket on the assist by Parker.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Collison, the pass to McLemore. Collison kicks to AC. From outside the arc. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
There's McLemore. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses. Here's Parker. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. There's Green with the 3. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
Back to Parker, beyond the arc. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker.
And Tony Parker, at least some of his success can be attributed to playing with talented bigs. I mean, in his rookie season, he plays with both the Admiral and Tim Duncan. He kept that partnership going with Duncan for several more championships. So while talented, he's also been very fortunate.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Caspi comes in for Quincy Ace, and Curry subbed in for McLemore. Well, talking about Parker and the bigs, Tony benefited from their presence, Clark, but they also benefited from his play.
Really, early in their careers, the only way to defend Parker and Duncan was to pack the lane. And once Tony developed a consistent jump shot, the only way to defend them was to hope and pray.
Right. Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Kufis checked in for Cousins. Cauley Stein comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Bellinelli in for Darren Collison.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that. Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it. Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out.
Had their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
Great move there. That spin just dusted off the defense.
Mills, that's a two-pointer. No luck. So the Kings will take it the other way. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock in game.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
The Kings shooting their first foul shot of the game. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. The Kings trailing. Curry kicks to Bellinelli. It's Cauley Stein, top of the key. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. He's off on the first.
At the line for your Kings, Willie Cauley Stein.
And he's good on the second. 15 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. To the paint, stolen. And here we go. Kings running again.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
All right. And the Angels won. Tim Duncan, just a remarkable career. His teammate Tony Parker talked about playing alongside. It's both unbelievable and amazing, you'd have to agree, talking about Tim Duncan and how he, Greg, continues to stay near the top of his game.
You know, Kevin, they say nobody has ever defeated Father Time. But, you know what, there have been a couple bigs that you'd have to see are the exceptions. Kareem being one, and then obviously now what Tim Duncan has been able to do over the course of his career. Just unbelievable.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And for the Kings guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
Well, they've really been aggressive guys on defense, and it's paid off, so why stop? Keep it up.
Rajon Rondo is out there with Bellinelli. Then there's Kufis. Then there's Cauley Stein. And it's Caspi in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Outside for Rondo. Launches a 3. Sacramento again missing.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
Yeah, and both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Well, you've got Greg Popovich, and I think he puts this at times grumpy demeanor in more of a spotlight. He's playing along, as we all know, with the...
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dot.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Quincy Azee's checked in for Sacramento. Here's Cousins. Buries it from 3-point range. Now it's a 6-point Sacramento lead.
Yeah, it's such a sweet 3-point stroke there. And it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Rondo with a clean look and another 3 for Sacramento.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
You've got to respect that 3 or you'll give up points in a hurry.
Ginobili, that's good.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
And the Kings making a change here. McLemore's checked in. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Leonard's checked in. Here's Cousins. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assists and points per game totals since his rookie year. But he fought through like the champion that he is.
Kings leading now by 5. Here's McLemore. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And one thing about Ben McLemore, he can be an absolute lights-out shooter. Last season was a big improvement over his rookie campaign. Up in field goal, three-point, and free throw accuracy. Really just scratching the surface in terms of his potential.
It's Parker outside. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Stolen by Gay. To the inside. He's looking for Cousins and finds him. Outside Collison. Fires from the wing. And the jumper is good. And the Kings lead by 9. And for Ben McLemore out of Kansas, he knew he had to work harder after the Kings drafted a guy to replace him, Nick Stauskas. And, of course, Stauskas.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
And the basket good. Green's got 7 points in the game.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
Parker with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And it's blocked. And that's all about San Antonio will retain possession. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Cousins. Caspi comes in for Quincy Acey. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Rudy Gay. And Curry subbed in for Darren Collison. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. West is checked in for Duncan. Kyle Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Kevin Martin, he's checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Parker.
And, you know, guys, Marco Bellinelli really hit his stride 2 seasons ago. He was way up across the board as a shooter and assist man. Even his rebounding had improved over his career averages. But then last year, he took a bit of a step back.
And the Kings making a change here. Kufis is checked in. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Boris Diaz checked in for Leonard. It's Curry outside. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Talking about Bellinelli, he won the NBA three-point shootout back in 2014. Looked like he'd perfected his stroke. That gave him great confidence in every other part of his game.
And talent is one thing, but confidence truly does trump almost everything else. And he just didn't seem to have it last season. But he has that craftiness and high-level skill set to really bounce back this year and prove that he's the real deal.
It's blocked. Here's Caspi. Soft touch off the glass. Caspi's got 6 points.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much...
And through the first half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome, everyone. We'll be taking a look back at what was DeMarcus Cousins having an outstanding game. He had 13 points and 6. That does it for halftime.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
Excellent game we've seen from DeMarcus Cousins. He's got 13 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 three-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked him down.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for San Antonio, the always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the 5, roaming the paint.
How nice was that? Aldridge has such great form and extension on that shot.
Rondo dishes to AC. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And the Kings lead by 20. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Tries yet again, and Duncan lays it in. Duncan's got 4 points in the quarter.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Here's Rondo. Misses the 3. Spurs trail by 18. Parker kicks to Duncan. It's stolen by McLemore. That's good from Gay on the assist by Cousins. 6 points for Rudy Gay.